Hello everyone and namaskar. I am Pallavi and I would like to ask you a question. Has any time in your life it has happened that person has come very close to you? Has it happened that your colleague tries to touch you? Has it ever happened that you were trying to come close to someone? It might be, right? Because you're humans and we have emotions. But to avoid unnecessary circumstances and to avoid situations where there is a problem in your life, we are going to learn something called as proxemics. Let's understand what proxemics is, what does it mean, everything. Let's get started. Look at the image. Do you anywhere believe that these people who are standing and sitting over here are uncomfortable with each other? No, right? Why? Why do you think they are not uncomfortable? Why do you think that they're smiling at each other? Why do you think that they are getting along together? That's exactly what we are going to understand. What is the meaning of proxemics? The branch of knowledge that deals with the amount of space that people feel it's necessary to set between themselves and others. So distance between people when you are meeting face to face. Whenever you're having a meeting or whenever you're on a coffee date or whenever you're on a job interview, anywhere the spatial awareness, the distance between two people that is necessary if you want to be in a good condition, if you want not something which you are expecting, then this is going to help you. Spatial awareness between two people or the distance between two people that is kept in professional and personal life. So who comes close how much to you depends upon you. Let's understand what exactly this distance should be and how do we do that. Distance, how much? Take an example of this. Now, this is you standing over here, the blue shirt, right? And this is going to be the distance that we expect. Now, tell me, if you meet a stranger on a train or a bus or on a road, do you ever make him stand very close to you? You don't, right? Because he's a stranger. You don't even know him. So, for a proximity, it is important that the stranger always stands here in the public place. And the public place is basically 225 feet. So it's a very, very long distance where you can't even touch that person. You can't even make a shake hand. It's like very, very long. The person is standing to you. It can be like you are standing on one side of the road and the person standing on the other side of the road. That is public space, and strangers are only allowed to be in that particular place. Now, imagine that you're working in a company and you have colleagues everywhere, right? There's boss, there's colleagues, there's senior managers, everyone. Now tell me, will they come in public space or will they come in social space? Of course, they will come in social space. Why? Because they are going to be social people, people with whom you daily interact, people with whom you are professionally attached to, right? So social space, which is 12 feet, which can be less also, but they have to be at a distance. They cannot come very close to you. Only a shake hand distance is enough. Shake hand distance is not 12 feet, of course, it's 3 to 5 feet roughly. So they should not be able to touch you in any format, right? So social space is where your colleagues stand, people who you just know, hi, bye, people who you just know every day, smile at them. Social space. They are not your friends. You just know them. They are not your part of life. So they come under social space. Now imagine about your friends whom you are been knowing since long time. You have been knowing since long time. Where will they come? Will they come in social space or will they come here, personal space? Of course, personal space, because you know each other. They are a part of your life and you daily interact with them, right? You love them and hence they come here in personal space, yet not intimate space. It's personal space where you can hug, that's it. But when it comes to intimate space, this space is given particularly to people who are very, very, very near and dear to you. Your family, your husband, your wife, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, right? People whom you love, care, support, everything. They come in intimate space. And this is a line which people tend to cross sometimes, and you need to take care of that. So proxemics is exactly for you to know how much distance should you keep between two people. Person who is completely stranger to you, public space. Person who you know, but is not your part of life, social space. Person who is your friend, but maybe not that good friend. Maybe, know each other from 2, 3 years. Personal space. And person with whom you're going to live for your whole life, or people who are there with you since your birth. That means your parents, your sister, your brother. They can come into intimate space because this is a very delicate space. This line is very delicate and people generally tend to cross this. So we as people, girls' voice doesn't matter. You need to understand this proximus because this is going to help you to understand and work professionally anywhere you go. Tips for correct proximity. So let's understand how can we improve our proximity. Maintain appropriate proximity according to your relation with the person. How close the person can stand, you get to decide that. And this depends upon the relation that you have with the person. Understand non-verbal cues and respond appropriately. It might happen that the colleague wants to enter your intimate space. The colleague wants to invade your personal space. Act upon it immediately. If you don't like it, tell them politely. Please stand away. Very politely, I'm going to tell them, but act. Understand their non-verbal communication. Understand their body language. Are they trying to lean towards you? Are they trying to touch you? If that's happening, of course, you don't like that. So what do you say? Either you stand back, you take a step back, or you tell them very politely, please stand away. Be firm about to know if someone is invading personal space. It's completely okay to say no when someone is invading your personal space. Invading as in when he's trying to come forcefully in your personal space. Girls, boys, it's for both. Men, women, everyone. So a firm no is very, very important. You have to say no. So if someone is coming very close to you and trying to be your personal space or try to invade your intimate space, you have to firmly say no. Once allowed, cannot be diverted. Ek galti. Once you make a mistake of taking someone into intimate space, you cannot allow them to go back. So you need to be very, very sure which space do you want the person to stand. Understand intentions and act accordingly. So whenever the person is good, and if you feel, yeah, this is a safe person, I have no issues with that person and I can be friendly with him, then you can ask them to step forward and maybe come into social or personal space. But until it's a stranger, it's always public space, because proxemics is going to give you problem if you don't understand this in your professional life. This is for men, women, both. It's not only women are victims and men are not, it's both are victims sometimes. And proxemics is very, very important. So you need to understand that it's completely fine to say no, and you need to decide whom to allow invading personal space, whom you shouldn't allow invading personal space, because this is going to be your lifelong responsibility. It's going to support you lifelong. I hope that you have understood what is proxemics, how does this work, and how you can keep yourself away from falling into not so good situations. And let's meet in the next video. Until then, thank you.